Well, well. Good morning. Great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning. Yeah, I'm going to say it's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious morning. That beautiful reminder that you get to choose, I get to choose, that we all get to choose what things mean. Remember, everything is fundamentally meaningless. Everything just is. Nothing is good or bad. It's our thinking that makes it so. And we've been given that gift to make it so. Make it so, meaning make it mean what we want to make it mean. Now, why is that important? Well, because the meanings you give things put you onto a vibratory state, and that vibratory state is the attractive force in your life. Think about that. You get to decide what you're going to feel. If you'll just control how you're thinking, you'll control how you're feeling, which then will determine what comes into your life. Think of that when it comes to your awesome goal, this wonderful idea. You want this to become a material fact? You've got to feel it. You've got to become one with this idea. And by becoming one with this idea, remember that's happening in your inner world, it will then lead into your outer world. But you have to give this incredible meaning. You have to lock into it. Now, this is really important because, you know what, look, January 1st is coming, and a lot of people will work on setting a New Year's resolution. Are you doing? Isn't it interesting how most New Year's resolutions never come to fruition later on? Why? Because they don't deal with what's happening inside of them. They don't deal with how they're thinking. Remember Dr. Albert Ian Gray talking about this in The Common Denominator of Success. He says that a resolution isn't worth a tinker's damn. It doesn't matter unless you have formed the habit of thinking from how you would love it to be, unless you're emotionally involved with the idea, unless you're consumed with it, like a moth to the flame. But see, most of us are conditioned to think that way, which is why most people's goals never come into fruition. With this being said, that's not why you're here, not to go into that negative state, but to lift yourself up so that you are in harmony with how you'd love things to be. And this is a great place to lock into that. So we've been studying the Master Key System by Charles Haanel. If you don't have this book, make sure you get it. Get it on Amazon. If you don't know where to find it at Amazon, or if you're having trouble getting there, just click on the link and then go ahead and get yourself a beautiful copy of this. And also make sure that you're marking it up. Marking them up is really, really good. All right, so let's dive into this, shall we? Let's dive into this beautiful, wonderful information and use it, shall we? Here we go. Ta-da. Okay, now we're at the last section of the first chapter, page 52. Part one, meaning the questions that he asks about these specific principles or points. What's the first question? What is the world without in its relation to the world within? It's a great question, huh? What is the world without? What are the circumstances, conditions, and results in relation to what's happening in your mind? That's what the question is. It's very simple. The world without is a reflection of the world within. Your outer world, what's happening in your life in terms of what you're earning, what you do for work, your lifestyle, how you dress, the people you surround yourself with, being here, that's a result. It's a reflection of what's happening in your inner world. It's a reflection of the sum total of your thoughts, which consists of what you believe to be true and the habits you have. As within, so without. Want to change the without? You've got to change the within first. Remember what Robert Collier shares? The secret of all power, all success, all riches is in first thinking powerful thoughts, successful thoughts, thoughts of wealth, of supply. We must build them in our own mind first. And this is really awesome when you dive into this and use this because it can lead you to feel incredible if things aren't going the way that you want them to go. I mean, really think about that. Say, like, there is an outcome that you don't like, and the evidence of what you see is coming into your mind. Why? Because you're used to thinking from what you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. Remember, that's an outcome. That's something that was externalized. That's thought externalization. When you understand this, what's being shared here, it'll help you to look at it in a way that serves you. Oh, you know what? That's just a result. Wait a minute. I don't want that same result. Oh, that's on the outside. That's the world without. That on the world without is a reflection of what's happening from my world within. Wait a minute. I just need to change my world within. Don't concern yourself of that. Don't get emotionally involved with that on the outside. Don't try to change things by fighting the existing reality. Because now you're going to live from a world without, and that's going to go into your mind and the world within. It's going to be the same image, which can lead you to the same ideas. Remember, we think from our ideas. It's a vicious cycle that will lead to more of the same. Instead, look at it for what it is. Do what Michael Beckwith shares. Harvest the good, and then forgive the rest. This brings up another important point. It's through your trials that you learn, not through your successes. So you can look at your outside as something that's going to serve you. Ask powerful questions. You notice the theme here. It's about changing the narrative inside. Upon what does all possession depend? All possession is based on consciousness. It's all about consciousness, Bob Proctor would say. Change your consciousness, you'll change your life. What is your consciousness? It's what you're aware of. Your consciousness is what's set in your mind. What's set in your mind? Oh, that's your mindset. What's set in your mind are your beliefs, your habits. Change your beliefs, change your habits, change your consciousness, because that's what that is. You'll change your life. All possession is based on consciousness. You want this, whatever this is for you to become a material fact, this has got to be embedded within your consciousness. You've got to be aware of this. Not aware of like, oh, I can see it. No, aware of it meaning it's got to be you. It's got to be in you. Isn't that how you're in this call? Yes, of course it is. How is the individual related to the objective world? How are you related to the objective world? The individual is related to objective world by the objective mind. The brain is the organ of this mind. Notice how he didn't say the brain is your mind. A lot of us misunderstand that. We don't get that. We think that our brain is our mind. It's not. It's an instrument of your mind. With this being said, your brain is an electronic switching station that is connected to your mind that helps you to interact with this physical world. Grab on that. You're not a body with a spirit, you're a spirit with a body.